Gaeilge téim seo le fishing beag mounted to show the latest on the app, which is going into beta or has gone into beta. So if you navigate here, sionnach.app, you should see this landing site. You can have a read through and click through and stuff. But if you sign up here, then you can sign in here, um, in here, and this will bring you to this dashboard. I'm just not going to type in my details for security reasons. Yeah, so this dashboard is for all things supporting the app. So from the top going down, you can get the latest updates, what's going on, new features released, this type of stuff. Over here is where you can sign up for to get the mobile apps, iOS or Android. These are not these are on the store, but they're not publicly available. You have to be invited to the test, to the beta, and there's instructions in both of these on how to do that. And then the web app, which is just the mobile version but on a browser. Um, Anything you run into, you can send me feedback, um, and like I will respond to this. And so whatever you put in there will be showing up here, which is the roadmap. So the stuff that was done, let's try to keep a high level. It was a lot of work, but it's finally out, in progress, and the to be determined really can be changed. So it depends on what people think and what people say. And then finally is Patreon to support this. So there is no ads, there is no like membership, there's no money. All it's just a free to use language app for learning the language. There's none of this ulterior motive stuff. But in saying that, the model I would like to do, because unfortunately development costs money, even server costs keep building and stuff, and you can imagine. I've created a little Patreon, and you can sign up here. Buy me a pint uh, each month, and then there's just higher stuff, and then I've put in perks and you know stuff that you get for it, right? Um, this is quite nice because it kind of is, it's in sync with like old Gaelic society, Patreon, the Philly, and this type of stuff. Okay, enough talking from me about this, and let's get to the app. So the app is at sionnach.app/app, or you can just go here and to the landing page and just click here. And it will bring you to a login screen, and you will have to create an account that is separate to this account. These two are separate. This is an account across your mobile and the browser, or whenever you're using this app will track this account tracks your progress. I'll show you at the end because I don't want to type in my passwords and stuff. So I'll just show you the screens once I'm done showing this. Um, so you will see an empty screen, and then you can plant a tree. So here we have all 11 irregular verbs, and we have three tenses: past, present, and future. And for each of those, we have 12 sample sentences. And I've tried to like give, as broad coverage as possible of each of the verbs, so that one, you can speak them, but also if you come across them in writing or somewhere else, you can understand what's being said. I've also tried to make the sentences interesting, so interesting vocabulary, bit of mutation, just a bit of spice, just to make it more interesting than typical learning stuff. This might make it seem a bit difficult when you first come across it, but you plant your sapling here, and you go into it. I made a mistake yesterday. Like if you're coming across this and you're totally new to Irish or even a beginner, these sentences might seem quite challenging, and there's way more complicated than this. But look, it's 10 stages, and the idea is that you have everything here you need to figure it out. So you can have a listen,
Rinne.
and then you can probably guess that this begins with or, right? And then you can listen to the whole sentence,
Rinne me botún inní.
and then yes, and if you just have absolutely no idea whatsoever what it is, you can just you know, and even if you did this for all the sentences, that's fine. You're still going to be picking up the patterns. And the idea here is, um, this is not a good example because I'm pretty sure most people know this one, um, but you're like, let me get a bigger word actually. uh, so
botún,
botun, right? So the idea is that like you might get to the first letter and then you're trying to guess the next one. And you're like, no, that, what is it? Is it? So like, this is a bad example too. I guess most people knew this was oh, but the point is that when you just have the first two locked in and you're trying to guess this one, you're building up the patterns of the language in your head so that when you hear,
botún,
um, you can spell it in Irish. And then if you see, eventually, if you see like this written on a page, you can hear it without needing like text to speech and stuff. If you think about it, this is how we learned as kids. We would have grown up hearing our family speak and our neighbors and stuff, and we would know the sounds, and then we would have learned how to um, turn the sounds into text, right? To learn how to spell in English. Well, some of us did. Uh, I never quite got it. Um, but yeah, so I think English is crazy spelling. I mean, how do you spell fish? Uh, but you pick up those patterns over time, right? And this is the idea. Um, but also it's kind of making you zoom in and focus, and you're building up the pattern so that when you go meet somebody and you're speaking or if you're reading a book, it's just you've built up the knowledge and it's like subconscious. You don't have to think too much about it. And that frees you up to focus on more complicated parts of the language. Uh, that's the theory anyway. I'm wondering if it works as well for everybody else, and I would love to hear people's feedback. And anyway, let's just go through this. And then the other thing, sorry, is actually this keyboard is physically here, and you can see it. And actually, I should show what is this?
inné,
So you can see here if it's missing a fada, or if it's you put in a fada and it's should not have a fada, it will show up in orange. And this is a little hint just to know that it's this. So when you're finished, you get this, and you can move on to the next sentence. Up here, I have settings for turning on and off the sound effects. If you don't like the bings and the noises and stuff, you can turn them off. And if this is turned on, this screen here will be skipped, and you just go right to the next sentence. And you can just type as fast as you want. This is quite good actually because if you have dyslexia like I do, touch typing is a really good way to get around it. Um, Okay, so then say you finish all 12, or you get the six and you just, you know, you're bored, you burn out a bit, you can just complete the stage. The sentences do get more complicated as you go on as well. Um, so you can see the tree grows a bit. You could level two. I've put Irish throughout the app, and then I've put in English because like if you're using this, you're learning Irish. You don't know everything, but it's a mix. I guess the best thing would be if I just put an option to pick a language. I'm not sure. Also, I'm just thinking aloud now. I'm really not happy with
derim,
the. It's just the nature of what it is. It's for 400 sentences, you kind of need to generate it a bit. But I would really much rather have actual recordings, and I would like to have it across dialects, right? Munster, Ulster, and Connacht. Um, but it's just a placeholder for now, just to kind of get an idea. But I think in the final version of the app, this would all be like humans,
derim,
ideally. And yeah, so that's it. Let me know what you think. Next feature wise, I wanted to put in a feature where you can, when you finish, you can speak the sentence that you've typed out. And then if you're really happy with it, you can submit it to be used in place of this, which would be kind of nice. Okay, that's it. Sinead, Gura míle maith agat. Míle buchas agus slán live.